Cube, take the motherfucking stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help your black ass? You goddamn right. But won't you tell everybody what the fuck you gotta say?
CMPradio.net, man. You already know it's the station. Oh, man. This is Revolutionary Mindz, and I'm a host. Man, Marvin Payne is a host.
A good brother Marv.
Good
you
brother
know what
Marv.
I mean?
Good
Don't
brother
call me
Marv.
by my government for my revolutionary minders out there.
I apologize.
Goodness
good
gracious,
brother.
man. We fight hard to put some RESPECT on thy name.
Come on, man.
And I need you to put some RESPECT on thy name.
Absolutely.
My name is Good Brother Marv. Because when we're here on the Revolutionary Minders, by the way, good morning, ladies and gents. We missed y'all.
We did.
2 whole weeks.
2 whole weeks.
2 weeks full of adversity as far as home repairs and stuff like that. I'm just going to throw it out there. Yeah, we've been inundated with all kinds of stuff going on as far as house stuff. Any homeowner already know. Duty calls when the water main breaks. That's all I'm going to say. Right? You ever play Monopoly?
I have.
Okay, I'm sure that's a dumb question, right? At your age, you should play Monopoly. Matter of fact, you're a grown man in this world.
Right.
You're in the world of Monopoly.
Right.
Remember when you used to, what was it called? The school tax.
Right.
No, the chance card.
Right.
You pay the school tax, the poor school tax, 15%. They had the guy out there with his pockets out. That's how I felt with this water main. Pockets was all the way out, flat. The water main did break. And if I didn't get to it, guess what? It was going to happen.
It was going to happen. And it's wintertime, bro.
Yes. And I had to,
you
had to get call to action.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
so anyway,
man.
folks, this is why we missed the last couple of episodes.
Right.
Just some personal stuff that we had to deal with.
Right.
But trust me when I say this, we've been cooking
On both
behind the scenes.
On both
and
ends.
we missed. Hey, you already know Uncle P.
Boy.
He is an onion. There's a lot of layers.
I'm drowning over here.
He's drowning. Guess what? We're gonna get our life preservers.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
We're gonna take what is that little pill they take so you won't feel dizzy on the boat?
What's that?
Not dopamine. That's something that you feel inside your body. It's like I can't say epidural. That's a shot you get during pregnancy. But it's something of that name. I can't.
For people with like vitiligo and not vitiligo.
It's not that.
I'm sorry.
But it's something that you take because you know when you're on the water,
right?
The boat it rocks, and you know especially those that have vertigo,
right?
And for those that haven't been, because the term is to stop seasickness. That's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
And when you take this pill, even though the world going like this on the boat, you right here in the middle, balance, perfect symmetry. Balance. So here we go. We're going to balance this thing out because definitely Uncle P got some dizziness things to talk about.
Yes.
In today's episode, we wanted to kind of, here we go. I'm just going to quote a great icon.
Go ahead.
You peep the P cap, right?
Right.
Brotherly love, because I'm good brother Mark, right? Overall, I'm just saying, vulnerability. What's vulnerability?
What is it?
We're talking about vulnerability.
What does it look like?
Time out. We're talking about vulnerability. Years ago, AI was talking about was practice. I'm paying homage to number 3 right now by saying, what's vulnerability? And that has so many layers. And before we dive into it, Revolutionary Mindz, I must say, it doesn't just come from, I'm going to say it right now. It's not just vulnerable where you open up your feelings and all of a sudden you crying and no. Once again, it's certain levels. It's different layers of vulnerability that you're going to learn on today's episode.
Absolutely.
You know, and it does cover some of that as well. But there's other pieces to it that we're not privy to because for several reasons. Maybe we haven't been conditioned to look at it from that perspective or from those perspectives, right? Or it could come from a place where maybe we've been fighting it. You know, like I say, let's state the obvious. There's just an elephant in the room yet again that we keep on avoiding revolutionary minders, as you all already know. Here we're going to take a time out and just take some mental inventory about something that you put to the side that you didn't really want to face.
Come on.
And say the sports center thing goes on right on time. That's a perfect cue, right? Because that's the dinner going off in your head. So you can't deny it, people. Take a moment. Think about one thing for like 10 seconds. Don't be silent for a moment.
You going to be silent for a moment?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Count to 10.
All right.
And I'm not going to be quiet.
But I told you. I knew.
Because we on air and I'm not going to be dead air. But 10 seconds for y'all to think, process, right? Let's take that in for a moment and ask yourself now, why did you avoid? Was it because of just being lazy, being a procrastinator?
Why did they avoid what?
Just channeling that vulnerability.
Okay, so
there you go.
Let's start here, right? Mm-hmm. For me, for most of my life, vulnerability was a weakness, right?
Okay, in what sense?
In the sense that vulnerability is knowing where you can be attacked, where you're weak, where you don't stand up, so the things that you're vulnerable to are typically things that can hurt you.
Hold on, P. You see, Parker, I'm on the air, baby. Right. My baby girl's crashing my show right now. Right. Say hi, everybody, Parker. Say hi. Say hi, Revolutionary Minders.
Hi, Revolutionary Mindz.
Yeah, they say hi back to you, booby. This is Parker having her first viral moment. She crashed my episode just so she can let her presence be known. Baby girl, I love you. Now they heard you on air. Everybody heard you. Right. So you're going to let daddy get back to work, right? 'Cause I got some things to say, okay? Tune in. Love you. Bye-bye. Anyway, I'm sorry, Uncle P.
No. Listen.
Rock out.
That right there.
Yes.
Is vulnerable.
Yes.
Showing people that you love your children.
Lay it on me.
Is vulnerable.
Okay.
Disciplining your children accordingly is vulnerable.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when we think about life, life is full of vulnerabilities.
Right.
They can come in through the south gate, the north gate, the west, the southwest gate, the southeast gate. You feel me? Like, but when you understand where you're vulnerable, that's where your strength flies.
Ouch. That's a big ouch. For me, P, it's a big ouch. Because the person that's been vulnerable, they understand, right? You should understand within yourself.
I'm just learning this, bro.
Okay.
I'm just learning.
Okay, I'm asking for clarification. So that's a piece that we all struggle with. That, first of all, being vulnerable is having an understanding of what you're being vulnerable for and what's the purpose of being vulnerable.
Right.
And you said it earlier about it, you know, in a negative context, where especially for black men, being vulnerable, first thing we thinking is you soft.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, there's other pieces, like I said earlier, that goes with that. So be talking from a place of the normal vulnerability.
Brokenness, bro.
The brokenness that everybody feel, not just men, but women as well. But because we're the men on this show here,
right.
We can respectfully speak from
where we stand.
Man's perspective.
Right.
And that's just my disclaimer before we delve into this, because at any given point, it would be remiss for us to ever speak on behalf of a female.
No, I can't do that.
Because one, the psyche is way different.
So saying that, we would love for a female to come through here and
be a guest once, and on these type of comments.
And talk about the things that you're dealing with, right? And how you think dealing with these issues can make your relationships better. But side topic, back to vulnerability.
I'm gonna add to that side topic.
Go ahead.
Just make sure that even if you are broken, that you're able to have a conversation, because it's not here to fix that piece. We want to help everybody in that sense, bro. And just give out information. So
Absolutely.
it's not like we have the guest come on as a female that we gonna have you in this whole Q&A session. And you're a part of this as well.
Yes.
Once you feel welcome during those moments.
Yes.
So if anybody out there, any queen out there that has something to say, that can add some flavor when we have these type of talks that can speak from the female perspective, we will welcome you with open arms. As you say, it's nothing but brotherhood, but we can get some sisterhood in here as well.
Beyond open arms, bro.
Yes, but and that's another form of being vulnerable. Just showing a kind gesture, right? And back to what you said, what we were talking about with your vulnerability, as far as from your perspective, what you were going through. And I know this, we can even go back no further than just the last year, in a sense. 'Cause we don't want to have to go all the way back and dig out all the baggage with people that deal with vulnerability. Look at some of the things recently in life that either made you become more vulnerable or made you put that, I hate to say it, but that wall up.
I tore that wall down.
Okay.
I had it up for a long time, right? Blocking me. I was a serial cheater.
Okay.
Right? Just cheated for the hell of it, right? Didn't really.
So you had all the Fruit Loops.
I didn't really love myself, bro.
You had all the Fruit Loops.
I didn't.
Said cereal, man.
And if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else.
Okay, Captain Crunch.
And there's nobody that can tell me if you were out there running the streets and playing with guns and doing all this crazy stuff that you loved yourself, because if you did,
you put yourself in harm's way already, right?
You would have shifted.
Yes.
Way back in the day. So majority of us that were out there in the streets, we didn't really know who we were, right? So as you grow, as you age, you learn new skills, a new skill set, right? You should.
Yeah, you
right?
should.
1% better every day is my motto.
And that's something
right?
that Tyrese Maxey always say, right? Now, that's not his quote. He got it from somebody.
Right,
I'm sure
right,
somebody
right.
got it from somebody, but that's it.
I want to grow 1% better than I was today, tomorrow, right? And at night, before I close my eyes, I ask myself, what did I do? And what do I have to do to continue to grow?
Okay.
I'm constantly challenging myself now. You feel me? Because there's nobody there to offer me those challenges.
And here we go. Key component. There's nobody there. 'Cause a lot of times, the way the vulnerability levels kind of manifest, it comes from a place in the beginning that obviously you didn't have somebody that you felt comfortable, or I felt comfortable, or whoever is going through what they're going through felt comfortable enough to kind of say, you know what, let me pull down that shield for a moment and allow you to take a full peek into what I'm going through. So once again, it don't always got to be from a place of being soft. When you're vulnerable, it's just, hey, it's admitting that, for me, me being vulnerable with somebody, admitting that maybe I'm not good at something. Okay? You see how that's not negative? You might not be good at something. Everybody, look, we all got gifts out here. Last time I checked. It's our responsibility to be able to tap into that oneself and, cultivate those gifts. And some of them people are very good at, allowing them to channel the ebb and flow of being vulnerable. And it looks so easy. But unfortunately, it's not a lot of people out there that's able to do that. It really is a struggle. For something as simple as admitting that, here we go, another form of vulnerability. Because we can talk about all these things.
Right.
I'm wrong. How many heated discussions, arguments, debates have we had where, honestly, all the steam would got knocked out without one of the two parties would has surrendered, not even surrendered, but just took the simple approaches saying, you know what, I'm wrong. Because a lot of times when we stand on our own, especially in hot topic moments, it's hard to be vulnerable and admit those things because we got a point to prove. And that's just another form of being vulnerable where you don't trust that person who you're in that interaction with. So I say, at the end of the day, where do we go with, as men, channeling these different levels of vulnerability, but also feeling safe and secure when we're doing it? Because we also know on the other side of that coin or paradigm, it would be construed as, you know what, I can't handle, I'm having a hard time dealing, and I need help.
Right.
And we already know the code. And please enlighten me, P. When they talk about this code that just pretty much paralyzes us from ever growing in the area of cultivating that said vulnerability. You gotta take a side. You gotta think. It's not the easiest thing because once I'm gonna say this, once you say it,
It's out there.
it's out there.
And I never had a problem with putting anything out.
Right.
Right.
But this is different because of what?
Because of the code.
The code.
Right.
And here we go. Are you about to become a major code violator?
No.
Do you give two rats, you know what, about breaking the code?
Yeah.
Yes. But what would turn you for you to say, you know what, I have to,
Because
here you go, pull down your shield?
Because I see
Okay, talk to me.
where
Right?
our men
Okay.
are broken.
Ooh. If you gave me a Mount Rushmore of the broken aspects of a man in today's world, of a man in today's world, and I will make it even simplified for you because we have all diverse people that's just pouring in, that listen and tune in. We all can relate. But we just going to say of men because I know we can really fine tune it and we just throw the culture out there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you the red grip pill or the green pill. We're going live right now. The red pill is, hey, you're going to go ahead and give us the status quo answer. Right? Or I'm going to take my super tea here with the green top, the green pill. You're going to talk to the culture. I'm going to let you choose, Pete, because this is a moment where you're going to show our viewers, the revolutionary minds out there that's tuning in, this is what vulnerability looks like. Because one, he's about to break a code. Something that he's been standing on for how many years out there, P? That you've been out there hanging, pretty much living on that code like that was your son. Like that was your child. That you had to keep in place.
And that's when it all changed for me. When I realized that my son had to grow into a man.
Somebody's gonna take my status quo bell over here. Because my son looks like the culture.
Yes. The streets taught us to survive.
Talk to me.
They taught us survival. Don't show weakness.
Facts.
Don't fold in front of nobody.
Right.
Keep your guard up.
Yes.
If you break, you break in silence.
And these were all outliers to force you to not be the word vulnerable.
Households taught us responsibility and not
Yes.
vulnerability.
Okay.
Stop all that crying.
Yes.
You the man of the house now.
Facts.
My father died when I was 12.
Call you jelly because you're on the roll. Keep talking.
My father gave me his rings and told me to take care of my mother and my sister
Now, in that moment.
at 12 years old.
And that was a vulnerable moment, right?
That was
So
a very vulnerable
what
moment.
aspect of vulnerable did you feel there? And once again, it's
I'm
tough.
a man of the house now.
Right.
Right? And it's responsibility before vulnerability, right? All the
Okay.
things that my dad taught me, all the things that he showed me,
Talk
I
to
didn't
me.
understand them until I was 36 years old. Like, really understand them and really sit with them because I never really paused and stopped, right? I was just running. I was running. I was
Be honest,
chasing my tail.
Can we crucify ourselves for pausing at the age of 25? Or at the age of 20, 19, 18, 9? We
I
can't.
tell my son to pause now.
Because you done been through.
19.
Right.
19 years old. Pause. Hold on.
Right.
Sit. Think about it.
Right.
You have to. Because if you don't think about it, you're just reacting.
And even in that moment, that's a vulnerable moment.
And things need responses. And a response is a calculated set of options that you have when you sit back and you're like, okay, all right, A gave me B.
Right.
I don't want B to give me C, right? I want B to give me more B's. You feel me? So I have to respond, not react. Right. And that's very hard for a man because we're taught to be tough. We're taught not to cry. We're taught to get the fuck back up. And I get that. That's important.
So we already putting up a wall of resistance. On top of that layer, been trying to tap into what does this whole word being vulnerable truly encompass.
Right.
And because of that, it does create a stigma because here we go, everybody don't come from the same walk of life. Some people come out, you know, with they ahead on the pole position, and that's fine. Their level of vulnerability might be different. Maybe they might trust a whole lot more because they're walking out here footloose and fancy free, so life hasn't hit them like it posed. Life is not life in the way it's life for those on the flip side of that paradigm. Where, man, I hate to say it, when we wake up in the morning, it's just a lot going on. And guess what? I don't got to do the rundown on a lot going on. Wake up in the morning. You wake up in the morning, you be mad about the situations, right? You be mad about just your career, where you're at in your career. You can be mad about because you're not living up to the standard that you set for yourself as a man, okay? I mean, you might be mad because your career as far as pay is not matching up. So already you become hardened. And then we try to improve yourself in these areas, and you out here trying to just put some credibility to yourself. You still get hit with other obstacles, and then you got the public watching you. Not that you care what they think, but I'm saying too, you still got to put on your mask as you're going through all these different internal battles.
I ain't never cared about the public.
Right. But internally, not about the public, but internally, all this stuff in your head is punching at you, right?
But I cared about how my family saw me.
Right.
You feel me? More than anything. And I say this to a lot of young men. I said turn the volume up. Yeah.
Thanks for that, good brother, with the volume, Ricky. I appreciate that.
I say this to a lot of young black men. You became a man before you were even done being a child.
Based off of
responsibility, based off the household, based off of you wanting to provide a better situation.
Does experience tie into responsibility?
Does what?
Experience.
No, because you don't have no experience being responsible. Experience can tie into responsibility, right? Because if you were a young man yesterday and now you're asked to be a man and grow up and do things differently, how can experience tie into that? You don't learn that until after you've had experience trying to battle what you're going against, right?
True.
So if you've never had any experience selling drugs, you're gonna mess up the first pack. That experience will teach you, all right, I need to put a little bit less in the bag, you feel me?
Gotcha.
I need to make sure I get this much money before I do this. It takes some time.
And that's the same thing with trying to figure out how comfortable you are with allowing another person
You need a teacher.
into your world, because here we go. What can be compromised?
In what?
When you pull your guard down, allow yourself to become vulnerable to people who you are not accustomed to being vulnerable to.
Everything. There's nothing you can't compromise on. There's nothing that the world is going to ask you not to There's nothing your girlfriend, there's nothing your mother, there's nothing your sister, there's nothing your people, your brothers aren't going to ask you to compromise on.
Suffice to say, though, is that a good thing?
If you see compromising and working as a team as a good thing, if you're an individual who just wants to do things your way, then no, it's not a good thing. No, compromising is not a good thing for the selfish.
It's not for the selfish.
Right, it's not.
In the world that we live in,
right?
Are we surrounded more by selfish or selfless? Because here go where the piece of vulnerability tie into, like you said, there's always an ulterior motive with every, even if it's an agreement written in ink, a handshake agreement, verbal. We already know some on both ends. I'm getting some out of you, you're getting some out of me, and right there's a high level of trust that's being put out there. And it's easy to kind of put that trust when it comes to business. That's being vulnerable because there's a lot of things you can lose within the business, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep.
A whole lot. Shoot, your business can capsize like a boat and sink all the way to the bottom and never rise back up.
Right.
You can sink all your coin into your business and watch that just fly out the window.
Right.
So we already vulnerable in the practice of doing business, not even realizing that we are vulnerable. Because almost saying, I am entrusting you with this.
Right.
Because I am fully invested into this. And when one becomes vulnerable with something, you really are fully invested into that said entity.
You are.
Right?
Right.
So here we go. You pick and choose who you want to be vulnerable with or the levels of vulnerability that you bring to the table. So here we go. We can flip it all the way around. We always tie vulnerability being emotions and all like that. I think on the man code, we already know that's a nah on the code, right?
What, emotions?
Just tap into emotions, right? Because here we go, the code.
But we can't just throw emotions out when we're dealing with men,
and
right?
we're not, but so we can get their attention.
Being emotional,
okay,
is where we don't want to be.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
But understand your emotions is important.
So I go to play it on words.
Okay.
Thank you for saying that. It made even make what I'm trying to say even more clear.
Right.
Being emotional, that's not the response we
being
want.
Led by your emotions.
You can have an emotion.
Your decisions are led by your emotions. Right.
But also know that if you look at the other side of being vulnerable, it doesn't always tie in with emotion. It's just a trust. That's it. You see, like, it softens that whole word vulnerable with that, because we all done did business with somebody. You go to the market, you did business with the market for the food.
Right.
You trust that this food is good. Right? About 95% of the time it's going to be good.
Right.
5% of the time it's not good.
Oh well. Right.
You might get your little crew, complain about it for a couple days.
Right.
Guess what? You still got to do what? Eat. Right. So you got to humble yourself. At some point, I got to go back. So now we want to take a different approach. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I might not get that meat that had the beef that was there this week, right? Because it didn't settle well on the family stomach. Right. So now I come here being vulnerable. I'm still trusting you with me, the business of me to feed my family. Right. I'm gonna be smart enough to have the wherewithal not to touch that beef for this week. Right. I'm gonna go get something else, get a better alternative. Right. Chicken, still eat
turkey. Right.
The day still go. Right. Now I don't even eat beef. Right. I'm just not. It's an example. You get what I'm saying? Right. Looking at it in that context, that's simple.
It is.
How come we can't apply these revolutionary minders?
It's because
to simple human life.
Because it's, again, you know, and I don't want to judge anybody.
I ain't judging. We are here to
enlighten. I can only use my stuff, right? In that situation where my dad gave me the rings and told me to take care of his wife and his daughter, that was a broken commitment.
Right.
You feel me?
Yes.
Number one, I didn't know how to do any of that.
Because you can't put that on somebody that have no idea.
I took it to mean be like me. You understand what I'm saying? Like be like him. So,
and guess what? You are a reincarnated version
of my father.
Thank you.
Right? But I still had to go through the fire.
Right. How did that feel? Living in those footsteps. Because now the roads are reversed. And this is another form of vulnerability. That's why I'm asking these questions. Because all this other type of vulnerability.
My feet are bigger than his. He wore 13. I wore 15. Right? But even I could never be compared to him. I don't think, right? This was a man who spoke 5 different languages, right? He played the guitar, he painted.
Renaissance man.
He worked for Philip Morris. He was a regional sales rep for Philip Morris, right?
So the bar
was set so high for me,
right,
that if I didn't have anyone that was capable of lifting me up. See, he told me this at a young age, right? The only man that will ever be proud of your accomplishments is me. Every other man will see it as you're trying to outshine them, you're trying to do better than them, but I'm going to be proud of everything you do. Right? So, continue to do that. And then about a year and a half later, he was gone. So for me, I'm looking at all these men around me, and I'm like, yo, ain't nobody gonna pick me up?
Not like that.
Why not?
It's different.
So that's why when I meet young men, I make sure I talk to them, I understand them. I'm trying to get on your level. So I'll sit down with you and have a conversation like, what do you want?
So you give them that form of vulnerability that you experience in that flashback.
Absolutely.
And like you said, a lot of young men, especially in the Black African-American families, if you haven't been shown that, how come we are putting these expectations that as these young kings who all of a sudden become young men, and as young kings didn't have the right people behind them to help cultivate and channel that word of vulnerability, being vulnerable, how do you think that's going to manifest once they turn into a teenager? And then eventually out there to a young man in this world. Like, you start to harden up and become disenfranchised as time goes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like, for one, like, everybody don't got the circle they go with, the people that they fully trust. Mainly for most men, young men, it's their parents. It's normally mom or dad. And the ones that do have siblings, okay, that's a beautiful thing. We have siblings because you definitely got that. I'm the youngest out of 5. Crazy thing is, I didn't really confide in my siblings because mine was 10 years apart.
Right.
I'm 10 years from the one that was next to me.
Right.
I'm a man on an island.
Right.
I'm going to be vulnerable. Oh, I was raised by, my dad was in the Army, so he was around, but he was away.
Right. Person
that was there to kind of, maybe this is the reason why I am the way I am as far as on that level. I saw my mom in my life.
Right.
So I was able to, without her even trying, I just pick up what you're around.
Right.
And saying just being transparent, just being true, just being true to your core. And also knowing to admit when things wrong, just handling things with grace.
So people believe, like, I got mine, you got yours to get.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Facts.
That's a true statement.
Always.
I understand that all around the board. But also, you have to come back and show people how you got yours.
Right.
you have to come back and show people how you push through all of the things that pop
That's
up.
called
throughout your life.
humanizing yourself. And then
Right.
once again, humanizing Ben, you gotta understand you. And I feel like,
But that's vulnerability.
right, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
So Ben,
coming back and
that's
saying,
not a bad thing.
I had a weakness here.
Right.
This is how I got over
So we
it.
gotta speak to that vein, baby. We gotta speak to that.
I thought-
And I think what can be done for the, I'm gonna say just the stubborn man's mind. I'm not gonna say ignorant. Ignorant is not knowing. Stubborn meaning you just put up resistance just because you heard it. A lot of times you haven't experienced yet. You just heard it from urban legend that, that's the soft thing to be.
We repeat what happens. We're in a cycle right now. We're in an endless cycle where everyone is chasing their tail. Everyone's running around in circles,
Yes.
right? And if you see somebody running around in circles, you start running around in circles.
Start getting dizzy.
And somebody sees you, they start running around in circles. So when I stopped running around in circle is when I saw myself
Clarity.
running around in circle.
Yes.
And saw my son behind me watching me.
Yeah.
So like enthralled to the point where
He was about to start running in a circle.
to the point where I was, people know what I was doing.
Right.
My son was always with me, right? People would give him money when they saw me, you feel me?
He
He'd
literally
go in the
was,
house.
he was doing what you was doing. You was grooming.
He had $160, and then he came to me. He said, "Dad, I want to sell candy in school."
You already know.
It was innocent.
But,
Sure.
right.
Go ahead.
Entrepreneur.
Do your thing.
Yeah, you're going to be independent one day.
Go take him to the store, buy the candy.
Then P had a vulnerable moment.
And then I noticed what he was doing. He was hustling like me.
So, and how would you describe that level of vulnerability when you come to realize that? Was that the denial, like the acceptance? Because that's another form of vulnerability, coming to accept
He came home.
reality.
He came home one day. He said,
Okay.
"Man, you know, people selling candy in the school." I said, "Well, JP, you've proven that it can happen. So now everybody's gonna come and do it. That's how it works, right?
Copycat syndrome.
That's life.
That's life.
And even now, I hit him up and I said, "Look, I want you to look around. You see what's happening in the community, right?
Because now you know. Now you have a mature conversation with
Right.
somebody.
Now, remember what I told you when you was
Or
young?
a crucial conversation.
How things happen, how things grow. That's how you know what you're doing is good because other people want to do it, right? You can't knock them for doing it. You can offer them help if they're willing to accept. But again, that's a form of vulnerability.
As a father.
No, in the community, if you
Let me talk
offer
to me.
somebody help
Okay.
and help them with their dream,
Oh, yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
oh, what you trying to take from me? Nothing.
Nothing. I just see good in you.
I'm just trying to make sure you don't fall in the same trap that I fell into. I'm just trying to make sure you don't buy something that you don't need. I'm just trying to make sure you know who you're talking to when you're talking to them. I don't want you to fall into the same traps that I fell into.
Right.
That's vulnerability as well, because even to take that leadership from somebody else who you see as your competition, and I don't have no competition.
You just said a key word.
Not to say that I'm great, not to say because I'm not great.
no.
I'm not.
Man.
I can get better at what I do.
We all do, right?
Right.
We all, listen, we wake up. You just said it. We get 1% better every day. So goal is wake up. Nobody want to be stuck and be the same person they were yesterday. Somewhere along the line, we got to clean some things up. That's it. That's the post, as I like to call it. But when it comes to the vulnerability, and I said to you as a father, because you see your son was emulating what you were doing without you even noticing it, because what he was emulating, he used something innocent such as candy. The moment you had your eureka moment, where you had, this boy really doing what I'm doing. Now, when I said that you've been vulnerable as a father, you pretty much rallied, just circled the wagon and said, now I got to be vulnerable as a father at this young.
I thought about it. I thought about it that whole day.
Right.
When I went to sleep. At the time, I was
Processing
home.
it.
At the time, I was home, recovering. Right. And my world was shifting. Right. And I just thought about it. I went to sleep, and I had one of the worst dreams, bro. I saw some things that don't nobody ever want to see.
Something that you don't want to retell. I get it.
And something that I didn't want to come true. So
I can kind of put two and two together.
I had a moment
yes.
where I had to say, fuck it.
Right.
Right?
Was that like an epiphany? Was that a sign?
I think it was, but again, right, I was getting signs. I was getting different, shift, do this. For a long time, I always wanted to do radio. Connecticut School of Broadcasting, that's where I wanted to go. I want to go back to school. I want to do these things.
Right.
But I didn't have, I didn't think I had the availability to do it or the money to do it. So it was like, okay,
Okay.
how can I shift this? How can I move this around? And then I went to therapy. And then I allowed myself to go in, shout out to Leroy Ambrose, right? To go into his office and just blurt out everything that I've been carrying for the last 20 fucking years.
How did that feel? Just on off the initial. Because obviously, here we go. We always tell people the cliche thing is this. Because obviously, when going to therapy and seek asylum, that is the ultimate highest form of vulnerability.
When you are aware of your ups, your downs, your ins, your outs, your overs, your unders, when you understand everything,
Understand
bro.
the whole incapacity.
And I think I did, right? Because I knew what my issue was. I just didn't know where it came from. You know what I mean? Went in there and blurted out everything and said what my flaws, my ups, my downs.
Right.
When I sat down with him and he told me what I should do and why I was doing what I was doing and why I was doing all the cheating and why I was selling drugs and all this other stuff. And I sat there and I cried, bro, like literally. And I realized that me, myself, have more power than I thought I did.
Right. But you needed
Over
to
my
get it
life.
off your chest.
I needed to clean the room up.
Yes.
Right, honestly, because it was just shit everywhere.
It was littered. It was littered, man.
It was shit everywhere.
Right.
I first fell in love with money the day after my father died.
Okay.
A family friend came to me and put money in my hand. It wasn't a little bit of money.
Significant amount of money.
You are the man of this family now.
It's time to step up.
It's time to step up.
So there we go.
And you think you're helping a young man when you tell him this and you give him something, right?
Because that's the hardened code that we live by.
But instantaneously, I became enamored with what money could do.
Because it can glorify with all the wrong things.
So from that point on, I always wanted to make money. So I had jobs at first. I wasn't trying to do anything like that. Get a job, was working, didn't have no problem with working. But when I started working, my studies at school started to fall off.
So something had to give.
I was in Chester High. I'm going to say this. I wasn't really built for Chester High. I went to the academy the first year.
Right.
And hung out with the wrong people. And
Still did. Right.
And found myself getting kicked out of the academy because my grades wasn't right. My mom that summer sent me to Malvern Prep.
Okay.
For like summer school. I got into Malvern Prep.
It just did mix.
The basketball coach, he was like, you don't need tutoring?
Right.
Like, you already know this stuff.
Right.
Why are you here?
Right.
I just didn't like the school. K through 8th grade, I went to Holy Ghost. So majority of the people that I saw were white. They were not black.
Okay.
But
So you already, from prefacing that man, I already know the guard was all the way up. Revolutionary Mindz. This is why he said this story, folks.
Right.
Understand his level of vulnerability, why he struggled with it now, because of his experience from, I like to say, being a nomad.
Right.
During the formative stages of his life,
Bro,
right? He didn't even high school yet.
Not knowing.
He's bouncing around, right?
Listen, I went from 8th grade to the academy, to the high school, to the streets.
Right.
From the streets to jail, to lying, to bullshitting, to playing around, to at 36 years old,
It all came to the head.
I understood what I was supposed to do.
Another thing about vulnerability, what you just said there, accountability.
And you need that.
Owned it.
You need all the
accountability.
abilities.
Because listen, Revolutionary Minders, if you're not owning your past transgressions, then guess what? Every time you try to be vulnerable, those same past transgressions are going to be the same thing that's going to be holding you back from ever fully unlocking that barrier that's keeping you from evolving. I feel like as a person, you would want to, like this. A lot of us are future parents. Some of our parents right now, and you want your kid to be vulnerable to you. You don't want your kid to be all hardened and keep you out and shut you out, because that's the worst thing. I know for me, it would kill me if any of my kids would not be all the way and share their world with me. Now, granted, as kids, everybody, we've been there before, so we know kids hide some things, but I'm talking about just in general where a kid just share their world with you.
Mm-hmm.
I expect the kid to kind of finesse and finagle, because we finesse and finagle. I'm not privy to that. I'm already on that beat. On the same token, when you're kind of cultivating it the wrong way as far as being vulnerable, when your kids can't be vulnerable with you. They can't talk to you about things like something happened in school and Okay, they can call it, might be fear, they might get cussed out. But that's being vulnerable. You gotta hear them out. You gotta hear them out. And once you hear them out, guess what? Everything else kind of fall in place. That kid gonna come to you again. And when he or she comes to you, they gonna open up more of their world. And now you feel accomplished as a parent because you done kind of create that practice of being open. And as they get older, they become more trusting of things. And all of a sudden, when they're faced or tasked with a situation where they have to be vulnerable, it's not hard for them to kind of navigate in that space. And that's the main thing. Nobody's trying to say I perfect being vulnerable. Because it's still, you're going to constantly be working on yourself. But if we can't get past the first step, and that's just owning up to things that you might have done wrong, being responsible in that sense, being receptive to maybe being a bigger person, and listening in the area and saying, look, all right, I'm not saying burn at you, but we can kind of talk this thing through. We don't got to put all the emotional stuff behind it. We still have emotions because we are human. And honestly, that's a blessing to be able to feel those emotions, because how can you ever grow if we're all just mindless drones? We got to be able to feel those emotions. And because of vulnerability, it allows you to really tap into that. Because if we don't have emotions, we're all sociopaths. You know that, right?
Right.
Sociopaths, you don't know what that means, Revolutionary Mindz. These are the serial killers of the world. So, you know when they say he's cold-blooded, no, this temperature's always level, that's people that they done killed that piece.
Majority of CEOs register as a sociopath.
Wow. See?
Majority of the people that are in or have a high
Standard, high
level of living, high
they had to separate.
bank accounts, right? They had to separate, but they had to stop caring about the people.
They couldn't be vulnerable to the audience that they're making money, that they're profiting.
They can't even be vulnerable.
Right. Nope.
Right? Because the only thing they can be vulnerable to is the money.
That's it.
So they're not worried about the people.
Yes.
Right? So for me to get billions of dollars in my account, I can't care about the family that might not be able to afford something. I can only worry about what's going to make me more money.
Facts. And you see that, and that's off a dead piece of tree.
Right.
We give that way more respect than
Right.
we give a living organism.
It's the status that it brings.
And I think, here we go, status. That's why it's hard for men to be vulnerable, because it is a status thing. You be vulnerable, you're a punk. Are you willing to walk out there with the scarlet letter on your chest all day long?
What scarlet letter? The V?
That's right. Well, you're a man.
The vulnerable?
You're a man's man, right?
I'll put
it
that
wouldn't
on all
matter
day.
to you, right? Because you're a man's man. You're comfortable in your space.
But
here we go. How many men are comfortable in their space? You can't speak from this
Not a lot.
perspective. It's not a lot.
Not a lot.
It's not.
And I remember having these conversations, me and Gio, when we used to do it. He's like, man, I respect you. After we would get done with the show, we would argue back and forth about vulnerability, right?
Right.
And he said, yo, bro, I respect you for being able to be vulnerable. You feel me? Like, it's not a lot of us that can do that, right? But I got to play both sides. I can't be in here and agree.
You got to be
with you.
devil's advocate.
You feel me? Like, and I got that, right? And I did. So vulnerability for me is just standing up for my community, man. Being here, no matter what happens, always wondering how you can do more, not doing less. Because I've already had the money. No, I didn't have billions of dollars, but
You had some money.
man, I had some money. I took some trips.
That's
I
all
did
that
some
matters.
things. I
Here
went
we
where
go.
I went where I
You was able to
wanted
tap
to
into
go.
the
I
fruits
did
of your
what I
labor.
wanted to do.
For some of the stuff that you're not too proud of.
And I don't want to do any of that stuff anymore.
Right. And then hopefully then here we go. That would be the end point for, I think, as a mature man. At some point, if you keep doing the same thing, you're getting the same results. You gotta be able to change up and switch up your approach. Even if it make you feel uncomfortable, which we talked about before in previous episodes, right? Like, you gotta change it up. And I think starting in that place right there, because that's a big stigma that's on us, that we're not vulnerable. Our women cry about all the time. You just won't let me in, right? And you know what? That's that word, that phrase has so much gravity and weight to it, because it's tough to let somebody in when you are struggling with that said trait. It's hard for me to trust you when I done came up in the world, or I've been brought up in society I've been taught to not trust, or to lay my defenses down, because the minute I do, they become compromised. Who's gonna pick me up? See, a lot of times when people say these things like, okay, just be vulnerable, just do this and just do that. Yeah, in theory, It's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Best believe, good brother. Best believe. Now I put everything on it that I own. Right? In theory, simple. In practice, hell to the no.
I mean, because
For those who struggle with it.
no, I mean, majority of us. Let's be real when we deal with our community, man. Majority of us are coming from broken situations,
And that's a sad thing because it keeps passing down, P.
and until someone says inside of the situation, yo, this is fucked up, right? This can't continue to happen this way. Until somebody stands up, it's going to keep on going around and around and around and around and around. Now, when that person stands up, depending on his level of authority, his level of power, his level of respect, people will say, oh, no, you know what this is? This is fucked up. We do need to change the way we're doing business.
Certain conditions will enact immediate change.
But until that happens, we don't get anything. Now, we had leaders standing up and going against the system, but
we're here now.
The system, they're no longer here.
Exactly.
Right? The system was created to do exactly what the system was created to do. Us as black people were created to love on each other and help each other and build with each other.
All forms of vulnerability.
Bro. But
and it's such an oxymoron.
They have turned us against each other to a point where we don't even want we infight, and when we should be celebrating each other. We should be uplifting each other, and we're over here talking about each other. You leave a room full of people and they're in there talking about you, and you'll have one person that'll pick up the phone and call you and be like, yo man, what's your relationship like with
Right.
Like, what? Nah, that's my people. Why you? And then it's like,
accountability.
I'm gonna hold you accountable because I'm like, yo, why you ain't speak up for me then in the room?
Once again, that's why
I did. I said you was my man. Oh, all right, okay. I appreciate that.
That's so cliche as well.
For me,
and I can't stand that when somebody use that phrase, especially in those spaces.
That's why I don't go out no more. That's why I don't do the things I used to do.
You are putting up your walls.
You feel me? I told you. I had to.
You put up your walls, and here we go. I guess my next thing would be, is that a pass? Knowing that we gotta be vulnerable, right? But also knowing that you protecting your peace. And sometimes protecting our peace meaning we gotta get into that space where we can't let nobody rattle the cage because I'm about to go on 0 dark 30.
Right? Vulnerability is not absent. It's not the absence of integrity, right? Vulnerability is not the absence of strength. Vulnerability is not the absence of knowing right from wrong, right? And we as a black community, we can't continue to tear each other down or not build with each other in a way that allows the next generation to see it, right? I mean, what happened in Chicago was crazy. I haven't even seen the video, but just
They jumped in, yeah. My son was talking to me about it.
You have a mother,
and once again,
you have a mother,
Yes.
and what is a mother supposed to be? A mother's supposed to be nurturing.
the nurturer.
Mother's supposed to be.
She should not be
caring.
getting buck.
She should not be getting buck with
With children.
let alone even with her own children, because you're basically saying you're no better than your children.
Totally contradictory of everything that piece stands
So you're
for.
not a leader in that situation.
No.
You're not trying to resolve that situation without violence. You want the violence.
Yeah, you woke up accepting the violence.
The question is why?
Why ask why? Well, here we go. Why do we? Because it's the easy thing to do.
So then when the police come, everybody says the parent should, we don't want him to go to jail. It's not free him. It's not free her. If she fucked up, she fucked up. And she need to go where the fucked up people go. So you can learn your lesson. Now, I understand that jail is not, they say it's rehabilitatory.
Yes.
It's not.
It is not.
It's not. Unless you want it.
Right. But it's also going to be an enhancer.
When I went, I wanted it because I did not want to go back.
You wanted to be reformed.
18 months was enough for me to say.
Another level of vulnerability. You looked into thyself and said, something got to change.
Yeah. Plus, for the first time, for a long time, I wasn't by myself.
Right.
I was in a cell with somebody that didn't know me, but I was really by myself. And for the first time, I could hear my dad. I'm looking out the window, and he said, "Dumbass." I said, "Yo, Sully, you said something?" He said, "No." I mean, clear as day.
Right.
He was behind me, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why, I went and got, I got the Haitian tattoo on my chest. I got the Haitian tattoo on my leg. You feel me? Like, I
had to cover up.
I had to.
Yeah, I know your culture.
I had
That's
to.
heavy.
You feel me?
Yes.
Because I needed his strength. I said that. I mean, I put my head in my pillow and I cried. I remember that night, bro. I cried because I knew better than to continue to just like, what the fuck, bro?
And that's okay. Then you would try to
Why?
how that right there when you was feeling that way.
Why?
How would you classify that vulnerability?
Why? Like, nigga.
Or is that just like the cone of realization that you were just the dumb guy that day?
You knew better. Dumbass, I told you.
Right. Or like on the old cartoon when the cartoon character turned into a donkey. The jackass
of the day.
Yes.
I got that. I got those stickers.
And that form of vulnerability, that's even worse than the being going soft. What hurt more? Which one hit more?
But now it's not just me. You feel me? I left.
We got a guest walking up in the building all fresh with his creams. Casual, everything around me, cream. Dollar bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all, in my dollar bill voice, because the rabbit just came in, the wascally wabbit. He went duck hunting, got the duck hunt set on, looking all nice fashion man today with the creams. You know what I mean? Got Slick Rick rendition rolling, right? Like to come in as usual, because we don't never know when the rabbit gonna pop up. When he pop up, boy, the rabbit's gonna rock.
Boy.
How we feeling today, Billy Ricks?
I still feel like last night, man.
Oh, we feeling like last night.
What was last night?
The football game.
It's a cliche if you already know how last night went.
Game last night.
Oh, you went to the game last night? Okay.
I was there.
It was funny. Like, boy called me like, "Yo, I got some tickets to the game."
Okay, you caught that one.
So I'm like, "All right, bet." Get there, ain't got no tickets.
No.
I said, "What?" I said, "It's cool." So scouting at the gate.
Right.
Got 2 tickets.
Right.
Oh, okay. Somebody made it happen for you.
Who's in there?
There you go.
Let's stay where we at. We're going to come back to the
we
game.
talk about
We're going to
that.
come back to the game.
We're talking about vulnerability.
Right.
Billy Ricks.
Vulnerability.
In the different levels of how come, especially with the black man, it's hard for us to actually tap into that piece. Even though knowing that when you tap into being vulnerable, you evolve and makes you a better person, makes you a better father. Across the board makes you more aware, makes you be more connected with oneself, right?
All right. We know that the majority of black homes, I don't even like saying that word, black.
But we speaking from the vein that we had experience from.
So I'm gonna say what's common.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna speak in common terms, like the homes of the blacks don't have black men to teach us
right
how to be vulnerable and express emotionally with control.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying? Like I'm emotional, but I'm not an emotional person.
So you're more into your emotion.
Yes, I deal with everything majority on a logical level.
Hey, and honestly, in my opinion, I think that's the best way because it puts you in a situation where even if it don't come out in your favor, you're not upside down in it because you put some rational thought.
Yes, like the men live under expectations. You know what I mean? You're a man. You're supposed to not do this. You're supposed to not do that.
That code, right? The code.
Yeah. It's something I used to say to females that I dealt with. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to think like you because I stand up and pee and you sit down and pee.
Right.
Like, we're not going to think the same. Nah. So I'm going to respect your viewpoint.
All day.
I want you to respect my viewpoint.
As should be. It's reciprocated.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's hard to kind of channel into even the vulnerable piece because it's not just a negative thing. When we think of vulnerability, I've been sharing this with our Revolutionary Mindz, is that it's not just being soft. Being vulnerable is just, it could be admitting that when you're wrong, right? Or just taking mental inventory and saying, I got to approach this thing a little bit different, look at it with a fresh set of eyes so we don't react or overreact to the situation and make it worse. And unfortunately, like you said, because me and P talked about this, as far as the lack thereof presence of a man in the household. And we know that's prevalent in our house. Like, that's why I said that you can be very subjective with this one here, because this is from the experience that you have seen in the community, right? And that's not saying that we're not putting a black eye on all black families. All black families have is broken. We just only talk from experience, from what we see from the lenses from coming up. It really is. How can you put those type of lofty expectations when it comes to being vulnerable on a man, young man or grown man, who years prior to that didn't have anyone to show him that? In that sense, and the only way it was shown was be a man, be tough. You know what I mean? You can be soft, and that's the part where that's the stigma, because now it's so wrapped up in our culture that it's hard for most men to be vulnerable, and being vulnerable is just having trust.
Like, it's funny. Like, for a boy to sit on his step after hearing his dad say, "I'm gonna come past."
Yes.
His dad never show up.
Mm-hmm.
From that moment on, he gonna have trust issues.
He's gonna become hardened and emboldened with, here we go, expectations, promises, with the words that come out of people's mouths, trust, anything that's that good fuzzy feeling that make you feel all like you are surrendering yourself to the goodness. Now has been compromised, and all of a sudden now we gotta start putting up these barbed wire fences, and then put some electric on them, and then put water around it, so if you fall, we gonna shock you too, because there's no way I'm gonna let you make me go through that traumatic experience ever again. And it's a form of, I hate to say it, a form of PTSD.
Yeah, it is, for the simple
fact.
It's a recurring thought.
Yes.
Like, a lot of people don't know or understand that your brain is like a computer.
It processes everything.
Yes. And
Million
it
things.
Stores data. Like,
yes.
It stored events that was traumatizing.
Yeah, it record those events, and it's in living color.
Oh my goodness!
Talk to me. I like when you get like that, Billy. Talk to me.
The other day, like, I was just like surveying myself. Like,
okay,
I'm like, why the bad things stick out more than the good things?
So here we go. You ask yourself that question, right?
I asked myself that question.
Think about that. That was a vulnerable moment within yourself.
I'm like,
you're being true to yourself.
Yeah. Because I want to.
What spurred that though?
Because I want to kill that stigma.
Okay.
Like, that's the stigma I want to get away from. I'm like, I want to remember the joy of life.
Is there a motivating factor outside you just wanting to kill that stigma? Is there anything that intrinsically on the inside that you feel like you need to do this because you're protecting it?
Yeah, because my people as a whole.
Okay.
My people
there we go.
As a whole means so much to me.
Right.
And I can't stand to see us fail to ourselves
consistently.
Like we don't fail to nobody but ourselves.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, last night, like, I seen us as a whole, like, stand firm. Like, they really know how to act good in other people's neighborhoods.
And it's crazy because we shouldn't be thinking about that as grown men. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. And I was there. Right.
It's the truth. Like, I'm like, the love was different.
It's because there's a different environment. An environment where they know the expectations, right?
But when I see you at home,
comfortability.
It ain't no smile there.
Because there's a code. The code is when you home, you got to harden back up. When you leave your nest, now it's time to show, I guess, let your hair down and be, you know, a lighter version of yourself. But when you're in your backyard, unfortunately, like I said, that vulnerability gets on the door. We got to get back on our, because we always thinking that it's a stigma.
It's a false stigma, though.
Yeah, it is.
That's the weird thing about it. Like you teach your son, like, not you per se, but
I get it.
Son, like, get taught, oh, you can't be a ballerina, you're not no man. But
right.
In retrospect, majority of them dances come from our people.
Yes.
Like, our people, like warriors.
That's it.
Like warriors, like, go kill a lion, lead a destroy a whole.
We're going to come out with the main. We're going to come out with the main, the paws, and the claws.
They did
Doing all that.
dances.
Yes.
Not only did they do the dances, they was awarded the finest females.
Yes. It's intrinsic reward.
Like,
Incentive. Why not?
I took the initiative to learn that our culture was stolen from us, and we was given a culture that we have no idea of what it is.
And it's a jacked up code that we keep following. So how are we going to hack this code, Bill? That's the question that I present to P, myself, you, the revolutionary minds out there. What is it that we got to do as men? I repeat, what is it that we have to do as men? So finally says, enough is enough. You just broke it down awesome on top of what P been saying earlier. It's like y'all both have great perspectives in this thing called vulnerability. Definitely touch on a lot of,
See,
right?
like I was telling P on the phone one day.
Gotta get close to that mic, bro.
Like I was telling P on the phone one day, I said, like, I put everything in, like, in nature terms. You know what I mean? Like, every branch ain't gonna get fruit at the same time. You know what I mean? The branches that get their fruit first nourish the branches that have yet to receive their fruit.
They giving them a little something.
Yes.
Is this haven't sprouted yet?
Yes,
So we playing the patience game.
yes.
Okay.
So you can start off by getting one. I always say get the toughest one. You know what I mean? Once you turn the toughest one around, the people behind him or her gonna see change.
They gonna follow suit.
So yo, I'm doing carpentry, man. Won't you do plumbing? Won't you do electric? Won't you do HVAC? We can start our own squad.
So what would you classify that right there? What you just said right there, that little piece there about HVAC plumbing on that. What you think? What you call that? That you were being what? As you pass the test.
I call that growth.
Okay.
Like,
Growth.
like yeah, like I ain't deep on terms, but
No, I no term. No, I'm not. No. There we go.
when it like me personally, I just want to see us do better. So
Right.
like I just consider him the strongest wolf,
I get it.
and he just push the rest of the wolves up past.
There's no right answers for this, so it's all good.
Because this how
Right,
because
right.
like I say, like majority of my answers or my interpretation come from nature. You know what I mean? Because a wolf gonna do what a wolf do.
You want to be right. You want sheep's clothing. You want to be a wolf.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, and what I learned about the wolf, the strongest wolf walk further behind every other wolf. So in case they get attacked,
You gonna come up
they attacking the strongest wolf.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
first.
Like the babies, the elderly.
They gonna follow behind him, but he's all the way up front. He's making sure he's
No, he actually all the way in the back.
in the back. So he letting the family go first.
Cause you know ambushes come from the back. The second in charge is the lead, is leading the pack.
All right.
So it's
I
like,
like that.
you're attacking the strongest from the back. So you in trouble.
All day.
You in trouble.
Always in trouble. Always in trouble.
So when I spin that off to the Underground Railroad. You know what I mean? Like, stop showing people what you're doing.
Yeah.
And just do it.
Well, think about it. You told the bull do this, the HVAC, this, that, and I said, what term would you put there? You was being vulnerable because you saw something in that guy. You saw something that in that moment organically. I'm going to try to spin him different and put him on my crusade by offering him the same options that maybe somebody did that to you, and you follow suit, and now you're reciprocating and try to pass it down. That's a form of vulnerability that people don't understand. See what I'm saying? And I always looked at it as crying. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, people think, especially in our culture, vulnerability all the time, just bearing the soul. It has nothing to do with that. It's you took inventory of something that you care about deeply and say, you know what, I'd be wrong if I didn't toss this young in the bone.
Indeed.
Knowing that this same one was tossing me, and it gave me clarity. And I'm seeing that maybe some of his traits are similar or strike some of the veins that some of the traits that I had.
Right.
And that's what prompted, or case in point, motivated you to say, you know what? I can say this freely without me even taking away. He probably received it the way you said it. He probably respected you. He was rough around the edges, but here you go. He's always been vulnerable to you because he didn't shoot you down. He watched how you move.
Right,
So
right.
that guard went all the way down with this disenfranchised kid without you even knowing. So that's why I try and preface that. It's not always somebody, oh, woe is me.
Yeah, that word.
And a tearjerker. And we got to stop thinking that. And I'm saying this is why I'm putting it out there. I'm feeding them the green pill today.
You just told me that word got different aspects.
Different aspects. And we got to change the way we use it.
Yes.
We got to manipulate the word. Just like the media manipulate the things that we view as far as viewership, I'm going to say it's accountability to us as men. Because nobody going to do it for us.
I like that. I like that.
Nobody going to do it for us, right? Revolutionary Mindz, I'm speaking to you too because you already know. Y'all going to go out and carry this crusade on first. You dig me? But we got to do it first. Nobody going to come down here and say, we're going to take this over and do this for you. And I'm saying every man because it's more powerful man because women are telling our young men and grown men for other reasons, be vulnerable. So with that, I dropped the mic with that one because that's a whole nother avenue that we can't expand on because there's no female in here, but that's a whole nother talking piece.
Right.
Because women can insert vulnerability out of the toughest of men, but the toughest of men can insert even an ounce of vulnerability from other men. We're going to get into that the next time we link up.
True.
That's a heavy hitter.
Yeah, that's when that word soft come in. Oh, you soft.
But at the end of the day, Revolutionary Mindz
True.
kind of close thing all the way out. Just understand that when it comes to being vulnerable, yes, we want you to start changing the way you use that word and also practice and implement that word in your households. There's a lot of good ways in which you can take that word vulnerable and don't, I like to say, give it the kind of energy that it's getting now because that energy is no good. And like at the end of the day, if we're not going to be vulnerable, why are we living? What's the purpose of living? Living life supposed to be fun and we'll be tapping into all these feelings, being emotional, right?
Right.
Being proactive instead of reactive because you are taking accountability of yourself and then eventually just cultivating all those seeds that's out there. So the stigma can start to dissipate, erode, go away. Yeah. And I know that's hard because until we start having universal trust, where do we start? That's it, because it's always going to be with us. The main thing is always going to be trust. So I want all y'all to think about this on our next episode. What can we do to get us to start trusting and investing more into us? Any parting shots? I'm going to say this last one repeat because me and him just had another eye connection. So any parting shots before the grand send-off?
I know trust, like, you got to start trusting yourself for once. Mm-hmm. Everything started within.
That's it. Love, trust,
Yeah.
respect, honor.
You hear me?
Bro,
Welcome
ahead.
back, Warful.
go ahead. Do your thing.
You got to be...
Laugh at it. Go ahead.
You already know.
Yes.
You already know.
Yes. Go ahead. Get him.
You got to be so comfortable of doing things that's uncomfortable.
You see that? Yeah, it's like you just keep rubbing your shoulders. Yes,
get
it's cold,
comfortable.
right? Yes.
Just to get comfortable. Like,
Just to see comfortability.
Yes, yeah. Like,
gotta feel it.
Like,
Make them feel it.
And just like how you just said, vulnerability have different stages.
Yes.
Trust have different stages. Like, trust, you can accomplish what you set yourself out to accomplish. Like, one thing about whatever you put in plan, it will start coming your way.
Right.
Like, you gotta walk in that light.
Yeah.
In order for that light
To be shining on you.
Yes.
Yes.
Walk to it.
Yes.
Even in the dark, bro. I just had this conversation with my daughter yesterday. She was like, she just graduated college.
Right.
And the jobs ain't popping up like they supposed to.
Right.
And I'm trying to get her to understand I get that.
Right.
But you gotta speak your jobs to you. Right? You gotta be able to apply for jobs. I'm gonna get this job. Even if you don't get the job, you're getting the experience of interviewing so you know what to do in the next interview. Use it. But you got to continue to move, right? And I know a lot of people, when they graduate college, they get into this depression because they can't get a job in the field that they went to college for, so they got to do something. But just get a little job for right now, right? And just figure out how you can get to that big job that you think you want.
Got to scaffold. Got you.
And if you're not willing to build, you're not willing to have anything. It takes time. I said, look at me. I stopped.
It's a clock.
I stopped selling drugs. 35 years old, 36 years old.
Right.
I didn't start the radio station. I started the radio station. It happened quick, but it happened the next year. I'm 37. We're starting the radio station.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm just getting myself together. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm a rookie in all of this. Right. But for the last 8 years, I stayed with it, right? The light wasn't always shining on me. I was in dark rooms sitting next to people that had knives out, that wanted to cut throat and wanted to do. But I kept walking forward. Right? I didn't let that stop me. So I'm like, baby, that's how you. I'm sorry. I know it's not what you want to hear, but I'm not here to mother you and the nurture. I'm here to let you know it's rough out here. So I need you to put your shoes on, come outside, breathe the air in, and understand that you are in control. And as long as you believe that, then things start to work for you. Right now, the radio station, the first year ever, the radio station has been able to pay for itself.
Growth.
Hands off. I haven't had no job, bro.
Blessing.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been making no money, but the radio station makes enough money so that
Sustainability.
And
because you allowed yourself to be vulnerable, and because this is your baby, and this is your passion, it's your practice, and you see how you cultivated the seeds 8 years ago and where you're at now with it. That's the problem of being vulnerable.
If it wasn't, and I'm not saying, I don't want to say, so if you read it, if you hear me say this and you take it wrong, that's not what I meant.
Right.
Last year when my mother passed away,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be here.
I feel you.
I didn't want to do anything.
Right.
Then I lose my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Then I lose my grandfather. Then I lose my great godmother. You feel me? Then I lose my aunt. And I started off this year burying my aunt, bro.
Right.
So I never got a chance to heal.
Exactly.
You feel me? Because it was just all happening. This is from May until January.
You was getting hit with, it was concurrent.
Every time I got hit, I got punched. Then in my personal life, I'm hearing that I make too much money, or you got 2 jobs, you make too much money, you make more money than anybody in here. And I'm like, huh, why are you worried about what I make? I noticed that my brothers start to, get jealous and start looking at me crazy. And it's like, well, why are you looking at me like that? See, all these questions that I had, the only person that can answer them was me.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm asking other people. Mm-hmm. I want other people to sit there and say, you know what? I get it now. Who I was becoming was a detriment to who I was. And the people that I was connected to didn't want to lose him for the person I was becoming. Right? So sometimes you have to be okay with starting all over again.
Yeah, that's a reboot.
Talking to my mom the day before she died, she said, I said, I'm going to quit both jobs. Just before I didn't know. I said, I'm going to quit both jobs. I'm going to figure this shit out. I'm going to focus all my energy on the radio station. I know I can do this. She said, I got faith in you. I trust in you. And the reason I have faith in you is you never turned your back on your dream.
That's it.
It got hard. You stayed with it. People came in with jobs. You put the job money into the radio station. Keep the radio. We're going to keep this thing going. We're going to keep it going. Come.
Keep it going.
But you never gave up. And I'm proud of you. And I'm going to help you out. That's what she said. I'm going to help you out as much as I can. I said, Mom, I don't need no help. I just need you to be here so I could talk to you. Not knowing that was the last time I would ever talk to my mother.
Right. That's profound.
Her to tell me how proud of me she was. No, I'm saying in this. In like how me and you were talking in the physical form. I talk to my mother every day.
They don't leave you.
Right. I talked to her the night before when she told me, like, nigga, you gotta do some shit. Right? You've done everything else. You got some more work to do.
Yeah.
Understanding that. Being vulnerable enough to understand that, yeah, I had a job. I had good jobs. I had money. I could do this. But understanding that this radio station is really why I had everything else.
This was your purpose.
Right? From this radio station birthed every other opportunity that I got. So I can say, fuck them opportunities. Go back into the radio station and get what's about to come out of that.
Hey, guess what? You just proving that you was being vulnerable to your own radio station. Outside everything else. See that?
You have to be vulnerable to your dream.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
And
You
how
have
that
to be-
sums it up.
You have to be vulnerable to the things that you
I
want.
contest to that.
Right. You have to be
contest
vulnerable
that.
to the things that you want. If you're not willing to be vulnerable to the things that you want, you're not going to get anything. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Well, folks, as you heard it, so eloquently spoken from John P, Uncle P, and my man Billy Ricks over here. Great closeout and with the term of vulnerability. Hope you learned something from this. Wherever it may be, case in point, hope you're able to apply it, add to it, whatever the case. Please, let's break that stigma because it's really holding us back for generations.
Boy.
From our young kings to our young queens, it's killing us. And we'll never be able to ever see the day where we are as one until we start to be one with each other. So with that being said, this is good brother Marv with Uncle P, my man Billy Ricks, the man, the rabbit man. Catch him if you can. We gonna sign off today, but no, next week when we get back on it, it's a Thanksgiving weekend, so that might be different. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but there's no next time we tuning in. We gonna continue to keep the momentum going and bless your ears with some good insight. All righty, have a good afternoon. Enjoy this Saturday. Peace.